Hello everyone, it's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing fine. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you're in the world, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. You're absolute legends. Before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash the like on the video. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. You're absolutely great people, guys. What a day it has been. An absolutely amazing, how would I say it? Vengeful a feeling of like, you know what, your chest is coming out a little bit Cantona-ish, a bit Cantona day. That's what it is. Collars up, chest out, Cantona day. That is what it is. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. I am feeling $1 million, guys, because Benjamin Sesko, as announced this morning on Breaking Dawn, has chosen Manchester United. Guys, Manchester United was his only choice. It's the only club he wants. Of course it is. We're Manchester United at the end of the day. And just because Newcastle United are in the Champions League doesn't mean that, it's an automatic that team players are going to choose Newcastle United, of course. As I discussed this morning, as soon as Manchester United put in that bid, it was going to happen because Manchester United only would have put on the bid if Benjamin Sesko had committed to them. So obviously, he's committed to Manchester United in some shape or form, as I discussed this morning. So obviously, it was made public today, of course, and Manchester United have made an improved offer. I believe they have raised the offer by about 5 million. It is not done, guys. I know there's many people out there talking about it's done. Here we go, blah, blah, blah. It's not done. I know people want to be first. I know they want to get the exclusive. I know that's the way it is. But listen, guys, it needs to be agreed with the team because we all know what happened in Boomo. Look, it's 95%, even more than that. Sure, it's done. Yeah, but it's not 100%. And until it's 100%, then we're going to be given a here we go. I'm done, dusted. And you know what? A bomber as well, of course, guys. That is what it's all about. But Benjamin Sesko has totally rejected Newcastle United, and it is a very hurtful day for Newcastle. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't see any Newcastle fans today. I've been searching everywhere all day long for Newcastle United fans. I can't seem to find the Newcastle United fans. Can you find me some Newcastle United fans? Because funny enough, they were all over my platform over the last week talking about what they're going to do this and they're going to do that at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, I can't see anything. What's going on? Where have they gone? I can't see them. It's absolutely madness at the end of the day. But in all seriousness, we love to have a joke on here, a little bit of banter, but we all are also serious. And we also get the news before everyone else, of course, as we discussed this morning, of course, and probably yesterday we discussed it as well, that Benjamin Sesko is likely to join Manchester United and agree to Manchester United, of course. And Manchester United have acted swiftly. Did Newcastle encourage Man United to act quickly? Probably. It probably might happen. Can we ask Newcastle to bid for Baleba? Can they bid for Baleba so we can go after that one as well a little bit more quickly? We're a bit like I discussed earlier on. We need a squad to to bounce off each other. We need competition there. I think Man United need competition in the transfer market so that we can bounce off Newcastle and grab their transfer targets at the end of the day. It is a sad day for Newcastle. A moment of silence. There we go, guys. That's the moment of silence. It is a sad day for Newcastle. Another defeat at the hands of Manchester United. And let's face it, guys, Manchester United have handed them a lot of defeats over the years, many defeats over the years, as we know. Thank you, everyone. You guys, absolute legends. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, everyone. Guys, hope you're doing well, of course. APN, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hey, what's going on? And let me just put that down. That's a very, very big message board, of course. Covers me old torso. It covers me old torso there. Let me just put that down. Of course, if I can find it, Bloods. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can change this. I think I can. I don't know if I can. Let me see. There we go. This is going to be it. Definitely going to be it. There we go. Absolute lovely. That's more like it. Absolutely. Yes. Yay, here we go again. Now we need to sell players in the midfield. Look, Man United do need to sell players. Of course, it does look like Rasmus Højlund will be forced at the club. Rumours are going around that Rasmus Højlund could possibly go for Manchester United, could leave Manchester United. Of course, nothing is set in stone. Rasmus Højlund is willing to fight for his place and willing to take his opportunities when they come. Unfortunately, Manchester United are looking to offload a few players now. I mean, some may say unfortunately, some may say fortunately. I think it's a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest with you guys. Absolutely. But what I would say is that, Rasmus Højlund was offered to RB Leipzig, but Rasmus Højlund turned it down. He did not want to go to to RB Leipzig. Absolutely not. It is not his club for him. So we are looking at offloading players, whether that is Rasmus Højlund. I don't think that should be the first player we sell. I think we got to concentrate on Sancho. I think we got to concentrate on Anthony. I think we got to concentrate on Garnacho as well before we start thinking about Rasmus Højlund and things like that. But this is Benjamin Sesko night, guys, because Benjamin Sesko is very close to being a Manchester United player. Of course, nothing is guaranteed yet, of course, but the desire from Benjamin Sesko, the will to play for this football club, this great football club that will never die. You know, we still have the pool is absolutely brilliant. We have players who want to play for this football club. Now, don't get it twisted. He could have went to Newcastle, got more money. He probably could have done that. He could have went to Newcastle, got more money. But the fact that Newcastle have tried to throw money at this and they've been rejected goes to show you, you know, where they are as a football club. You know, fair play to Newcastle. They tried their luck. They tried their best. But it looks like they're going to lose out on Isaac as well. Isaac, it looks like he's going to Liverpool, guys. It does look like he's going to Liverpool. And it looks like Newcastle United are resigned to the fact that he will be going to Newcastle. Didn't want him to go to Newcastle, but it looks that way, of course. Jale, I hope to the whispers from France and from other journalists are true, and myself, mate, by the way. Show respect to the Stretford Post, my guy. Absolutely, it is. Good afternoon, Sal. I see news that United to bid Galatasaray Brazilian midfielder Gabriel Sara. Is it true? Look, at the moment, you're going to hear a lot of news about players coming through the door, Gabriel Sala or whoever it is, the La Roma. You know, there is going to be a lot more news coming out of Man United. But Man United, once they've completed the Sesko deal, which could be completed by tomorrow, guys, then we may get a here we go. We may get an Ornstein bomber tonight. But it could be completed by tomorrow in regards to completely completed. Benjamin Sesko wants to book his flight and go straight to Manchester United Hotel. Of course, guys, that's where he wants to go, as we all want to go, of course, guys. So it looks like Benjamin Sesko will be completed by tomorrow. Now, that's not to say that we won't get a here we go. It does look like Man United want to get Benjamin Sesko in before the Arsenal game, of course, and make him ready, get him fit, work on tactics for the Arsenal game. What a beautiful sight that would be, guys. Benjamin Sesko versus Gyökeres in the opening game of the season. There was a period during this transfer window when we had Gyökeres versus Benjamin Sesko on the other sides, of course, guys. That is how strange football is at the end of the day. But I'm happy with Gyökeres. I'm happy with Benjamin Sesko. I'm delighted with Benjamin Sesko. And Benjamin Sesko would like to thank all the Newcastle United fans that he spent with on Photoshop, guys, because that's as far as you're going to get from Benjamin Sesko. Absolutely. What a fun night. Thank you so much. Thank you for the compliments, my friend Jamie. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Sal, do you think we have to go for a midfielder before a goalkeeper? No, I don't. I think Man United need to go for a goalkeeper and a midfielder, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think it's exclusively down to one position. I think Man United need fixing in various areas of the pitch, Ephraim, definitely. What if I was to choose, my friends, if I was to choose, I would say that we need to construct the goalkeeper first, because over the last year, our biggest problem has been goal scoring and keeping the ball at the back of the net. That's been two big problems that Man United have had. And we've had various situations last season in particular where we made various mistakes that cost us the game, costing mistakes. Let's not forget what happened with Onana a year ago when he cost us Champions League football. Not least what happened in the Europa League final. It doesn't matter about the midfield. If Nana saves that goal against Tottenham Hotspur, Man United win that final against Tottenham Hotspur. And I'm telling you, a competent goalkeeper would have saved that goal against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, fixing every area of the pitch is important anyway. And we're not going to say, oh, we have to fix that. We have to fix this first. And we have to do that first. It's not about that at the end of the day. What it's about is that Manchester United building a squad. I do feel, however, having listened to various journalists over the last couple of weeks, that Man United are going to be very reluctant to sign a midfielder at the moment, though it's not in the realms of impossibility. It does, of course, depend on Anthony, on Garnacho, on Sancho. Those three players leaving will free up a lot of space in regards to FFP and PSR. Of course, Manchester United are going to be spending onwards and upwards of 150 million on Sesko, Cunha, and Mbeumo. 200 million now, isn't it? It's 200 million, for goodness sake. So there you go. And it's going to be the best part of 200 million. So Man United only have around 50 million or to work with, even less than that, in regards to FFP and PSR. So what they're looking at the moment is basically selling a few players. Hopefully we get some of those players out. Hopefully we get Sancho and Garnacho and Anthony out, because I think that should be the priority here. The players like Rasmus want to play for this football club. They want to try their best for this football club. They want to, you know what, prove everyone wrong and show us that they're good players. And what I would say is that that's fair play to me. I don't mind that, to be honest with you. If we sell Garnacho, if we sell Anthony, and if we sell Sancho, I don't think it's a bad idea to keep Rasmus for the time being. Although there is rumours that Manchester United are trying to force Rasmus out the door at the moment, which, you know what, I think that's a little bit far-fetched. I don't think Man United are trying to force Rasmus out the door. I think that's a little bit, you know what, disrespectful to Rasmus at the end of the day. And of course, guys, Ephraim, Newcastle fan, why are you mad to us when we didn't reject? You sit down in your place. I ain't seen any of them today. I really miss these Newcastle fans because they were on my channel these last couple of weeks, you know, telling me about the birds and the bees. I've been waiting for them to come on tonight. That's what I've been waiting for. I did tell them. I warned them, guys. I did warn them. I gave them a warning. I gave them a few days of warning that this was going to happen, but they just didn't want to listen to old Sal, did they, at the end of the day, guys? Yale, I did hear Newcastle fan who called and talked sports. The poor guy had a complete meltdown. Manchester United beating Newcastle for Sesko. I mean, Newcastle have called talk sport many times and cried down the line. They've done it a few times over this last couple of years. They've been known to be crying. Wasn't it about a year ago when there was a Newcastle fan who rang up talk sport and started crying about how Manchester United, a super club, it's like the Super League, and these teams don't have a chance in the market because teams like Man United blow them, obliterate them in regards to finances. I find this very, very ironic at the end of the day. Now, let me tell you something, and I want to say this very, very seriously. There would be no bloody Champions League if it weren't for teams like Manchester United. Let me tell you that right now, for them to glorify, right? Number one, Manchester United were the first English team to believe in European football, guys, right? When no other English team would believe in European football. Manchester United were the ones who put this Premier League on the map. So potential owners, sugar daddies, whatever it is, were attracted to the Premier League because of teams like Manchester United, of course. And this is what they have to remember. We didn't just come out the blue with loads of money and started splashing money all over the place. That's not what we did. We built our success organically over decades and decades and decades, trophy and trophy. They have to respect where we have come from, who we are. You would have felt that Newcastle fans over the years, especially ones from the 90s and things like that, would know who we are. We put them under a lot of pain. I don't know whether it disrupted them up here, but it does seem like they're a little bit delusional at the moment, guys. A little bit of delusions of grandeur at the moment going on with Newcastle fans at the moment. But what they have to do, they have to hold that. There is Jackson available. If they want Jackson, they can go and get Jackson. That's absolutely fine. They can go and get him. Go and get him. There's other strikers out there in the market, of course. If I was a Newcastle, I don't want to give Newcastle advice, but if I was Newcastle United as a football club, I would try my best to go and get Mateta, a player like that. Very good player. I would try and get that. I'm a big fan of Mateta. There's other avenues they can go down, but they have to hold this one. They lost, unfortunately for them, and we have beaten them again. Little hint here is basically don't go into battle with Manchester United. Absolutely. Jamie, the Newcastle stream, I was just felt that they were salty as if, God, do you know who knows you and who dog walked your ass? Absolutely. At the end of the day, look, you know what? There's going to be a lot of Newcastle fans who've gone a little bit quiet at the moment. I mean, it is really, really quiet in regards to them at the moment. There's nothing going on with Newcastle fans right now. All it is like basically, oh, only because of this, only because of that, blaming this, blaming that. No, it's because we're Manchester United, mate. It's because we're Manchester United. And unfortunately, mate, we are a bigger club than you. I'm sorry, but that is the fact. Yes, you may be better on the pitch. Yes, you may have a lot of money, right, backing you at the moment. But Manchester United will still be Manchester United. Manchester United is that name up there. It's that name. It's Manchester United. And I know there's that tweet going around, which I posted a long, long time ago, by the way. But, you know, that we're Manchester United, we're Manchester United, we're Manchester United, right? I created it. And what it is that it is true. Even though it's a joke, it is true. We are Manchester United. We are who we are at the end of the day. You can't sugarcoat that, mate. Even if you got a sugar daddy. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Kenny, we're Manchester United. There we go. Absolutely. Jamie, the way the rival fans are acting, I'm convinced with their shitting themselves that we could eventually be back. This is the whole biggest, how would I say it? This is their biggest concern about what's going on at the moment. Don't be surprised, guys. When Sesko walks through the door, don't be surprised if all those journalists at all those various companies, media outlets start criticizing Sesko before he's even kicked the ball at Manchester United. Oh, that much money for an unproven player. Blah, de, blah, de, blah. At the end of the day, you're going to see it, guys. Absolutely. And what I would urge Manchester United fans to do, please, is that I would urge Manchester United fans not to ignore that noise there, right? Because there are a few content creators out there who are ready to jump on Sesko. Even our own Manchester United fan content creators, they're ready to jump on Benjamin Sesko. Now, I would urge people to be extremely patient with Benjamin Sesko. He is only 22. He's never gone out of Austria and Germany. He's always been in that region. He's never gone to England or Spain or Portugal, nowhere like that. He's coming to England. This is his big move, and we have to back him until the end, guys. That's what we have to do. We do not want another Rasmus Højlund situation where his confidence is completely drained out. I know Man United are very toxic at the moment. I know Man United have been toxic for a few years. But the likes of Cunha, the likes of Mbeumo, the squad being trimmed down and all the toxicity is being left out of the squad, squeezed out of the squad, I would say that it is much, much more promising next season for a guy like Sesko to walk into the football club as opposed to how it was with Rasmus when he walked into the football club in an absolute mess, isn't it? At the end of the day, big up Jamie, of course, the legend, of course. Big up. Big up. When Manchester United sign a player, it is for money. Player go there, double standard. Big up Ephraim, absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. That same fear these fan base felt years ago when we were back, I don't know, but will people are sleeping on us next season? Look, at the end of the day, what I would say to you, Jamie, and I will say this very, very clearly, I would say that let them sleep on us. It's good for us. Let them sleep on us. They can sleep on us. But I don't think they are sleeping on us. I think they're actually scared. I think they're actually scared of us. This is why they're getting so irritable, fidgety, and all that. Have you seen any Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, Man City fans talking? Because theoretically, not theoretically, but I would say that Manchester United's transfer window right now is better than a lot of teams in the Premier League in regards to Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko. If Liverpool done that, we'll be like, wow, that is quite good. Do you know what I mean? We would be. Let's be honest with ourselves. If Chelsea did that, if Man City did that, we would be like, wow. Look, it's not a finished article. We've got a lot of work to do in our football team. But, we have to give respect where it's due. These are good players that we're signing here. If someone told you at the end of last season, look, you know what? Your front three is going to be Mbeumo, Cunha, and Sesko. You'll be like, yeah, that's not too bad. That's all right. I would have taken that. You would have been content with it at the end of the day, isn't it? Absolutely, absolutely true. Big up Kazi, good morning. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, of course. Big up Dembo. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope everything is blessed of you. Good to see you, of course, my guy. Absolutely. Big up Alex Park. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you again. Good news today. Good news, of course, today, of course. We're waiting for, obviously, the confirmation for the, basically, here we go. Boomstein, Bomber, Dundee, Dusty. We're waiting for the confirmation. Manchester United are just eyeing out the finer details of the deal at the moment. Basically, they have to restructure a couple of things in regards to how much we're going to pay, the installment plan, etc., etc. So that is going on at the moment, and that could be done anytime soon, guys. Benjamin Sesko is waiting. He's waiting in the wings, basically the wings, to get on a plane and go to Manchester United, of course, guys. But he may even be here in time for the Fiorentina game. I did say this morning that I wanted Benjamin Sesko to be unveiled at the Fiorentina game. That would be absolutely fabulous, wouldn't it, guys? It really would. I doubt that he's going to be ready for that game. I really don't think so. And I think it would represent a risk considering he hasn't played football for a little while. But what I would say is that, yeah, look, I'm looking forward to Benjamin Sesko arriving at Old Trafford, which he will be doing very soon, of course. But what if they're flying to Manchester tonight? It could be. Then, look, Jamie, it depends on between Manchester United and obviously RB Leipzig. Now, we can say that it's done. It's done. It's probably done. It's probably done. But you know what I would say, and I would urge people to do? I like being first. Everyone likes being first. I want to be first. I want to do this. And there's lots of people out there have written done or here we go on their platforms and stuff like that. When it hasn't been done, guys, you've got to be professional in this business, because at the end of the day, if you expose yourself as an opportunist. If you go on and start saying, yeah, it's done, it's this and that, you got to be professional. You got to be, respectful in regards to RB Leipzig and stuff. And let's wait and see what happens when the deal is done. And the deal is almost done. I predicted it this morning. Why didn't they predict that this morning? Why didn't they say deal done this morning like I did? Why didn't those guys do that like I did? I don't understand. Why didn't they do that like I did? Why don't they? Because at the end of the day, it's too much of a risk. They're waiting for it to get as close as possible, and then they can act like, oh, I broke it. Oh, I broke it. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's madness at the end of the day. So, look, we're waiting for here we go, the Ornstein bomber, the done, the dusted, of course. We're waiting for it, and we hope that we get announcement very, very soon, guys. And it is confirmed, of course. Let me go through these messages. Of course, I've got so many. It's unbelievable, guys. I'm just waiting for things to be done. Absolutely. Yeah, nothing at the moment. Nothing of any importance yet. Ephraim, big up Jamie. What I said, pundit will say he's going to money bullshit people. Absolutely. Big up everyone. Of course, big up Tyborg. What's going on, my guy? How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Rival fans are out in force talking rubbish about our signings. There will be a huge surprise for some of them because next season, because we will play a lot better with that attacking line. We will do, Tyborg. And I'm going to make a very bold prediction at the moment. I think Sesko and Bumo and Cunha will score 40-plus goals next season. I'm telling you right now. I'm saying it as it is, guys. Guys, when you look at Manchester United and you look about the goals and assists that Manchester United had last season, and you compare it to our front line now, I'm going to bring it up, guys. So let me just read this out for you, right? So let me read this out for you real quickly. Okay, so when we're looking at the stats, okay, put this in perspective. 2024-25 season, Manchester United managed 44 goals from 58 XG, okay? Mbumo, Cunha, Sesko have managed 48 goals from 33 XG alone. 48 goals from 33 XG. Our whole football team got 44 goals from 58 XG, guys. That goes to show you everything what we're talking about here, doesn't it? This is why people are frightened. This is why people are scared. Beware the wounded beast, the sleeping giant. All those all those theories, all those phrases that come out of people's mouths, but it is true. Man United will awaken. The cream always rises to the top. There's another one. And it will rise to the top. We will rise to the top. We will carry on improving. This won't be fixed in one window, though. And I want to urge people to understand this, right? We need more players. Hopefully, Man United do get more players. But what I urge people to do is actually think that, as Ruben Amorim said, maybe in one window it won't be done, but it will be done, eventually over the coming windows, maybe 2 or 3 windows, of course. Guys, big up. Yale, selling players will help to getting larger names, actually, but we don't need to sell to get more. Nope. No, this whole thing, when I was telling people, and everyone is guilty of this apart from myself, we're broke thing. We're broke. We're not broke. And I was saying it again and again. I was like a broken record. We're broke. I said, we're not broke. We're not broke. Billionaires manipulate. That's what they do. Every single billionaire, millionaire that you meet are going to act like they're broke. That's what they do. Gives you a clue. Look at the way Jim Ratcliffe walked into Old Trafford. He looked scruffy, didn't he? He looked like he didn't come in a suit. He didn't come in anything like that. It's a manipulation tactic. Tyborg, you almost have to feel sorry for Newcastle, all that money, and they still can't sign players. Absolutely. They thought that getting a sugar daddy would be great. But what they have to understand, Tyborg, right, is that they have to build slowly. Look at Man City, what Man City did, for example. When Man City got a load of money, they started bringing in certain players. I mean, namely from Arsenal. Remember, Sacco and Adebayor and players of that ilk, Fabregas, Nasri. They started bringing in players like that. What Newcastle have to do, they have to look at the Premier League and they have to say to, obviously, they have to admit that they are not a European powerhouse. Players in Europe do not know about Newcastle United. Newcastle United are one of those names, basically, that a bit like Fiorentina or something like that in Europe, yeah? They're like that. So what Newcastle needed to do is look at players in the Premier League and see who can improve them. Look, I don't know what they have to do. They are in the Champions League, but so are many other teams. I mean, Basel, I think in the Champions, I think teams like that, it's not the be-all and end-all at the moment. People do look at the football club, the historical value of the football club. But it's going to take a few years for Newcastle to get where they want to go. Let's not forget, it was 2008, wasn't it, when the Manchester City ownership came in. And it did take them 4 years to get to that level, Qualifying for the Champions League, making a name for yourself, getting into the latter stages of the Champions League, rather than just making up the numbers, is what Newcastle United have to do. And, it's going to take time. They cannot run before they can walk, at the end of the day. And that's what I would say. And I think that's what they're trying to do. They have to admit that, no matter how long it lasts, look, I'm not saying that Man United's pool is going to last forever. The more we're in the abyss, the more we don't challenge for the league, the more we don't get in the Champions League, it's going to be, get more and more difficult for Manchester United. However, I do think Man United will wake up from our slumber and we will be back very, very soon. Big up, Tyborg, you legend. Big up. 90 buying points are done. Just waiting for that silver. Here we go. Absolutely, Kenny. But you know what? You have to be respectful. There were a lot of people jumping on it this morning, earlier on today, about it. He's agreed personal terms. He's agreed to come to Manchester United. Fantastic. Now we have to agree the hard bit. RB Leipzig. That's the hard bit. Do you know what I mean? Because RB Leipzig want the money. And we have to wait until that happens. Of course, it could happen very, very soon. Of course, break it when you break it. Break it early in the morning like I do. Do you know what I mean? Do it before everyone's talking about it. Take a risk. Put your head out there. Find out the information and do that. And I think people are just like guessing now because they know it's going to happen. 99.9% is going to happen, of course. But I'm ready for the here we go. Of course I am, And that is what we want. And all that matters at the end of the day is Manchester United. Manchester United improving, getting players in the door, being excited for next season, because that's all I care about at the end of the day, Absolutely. But United are broke. It's funny. Was never going to happen. Him and his agent are United fans. Absolutely, guys. I've been saying it for a long time. Good afternoon, Sally. Hope you're well, my dear brother. Big up George Best 007. I hope you're doing well, my brother, as well. I hope you're well. Good to see you in the stream as well again, my friend. Good to see you again, of course. Big up Sanjay. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good afternoon, Gray. I hope you're well. We're home now from yesterday's incident. I hope you're doing well. Obviously, Grayo, my guy, on the M6 still shaking. Please, everyone, can you smash the like button? Sesko, bring it on. I told you, yeah, absolutely. I hope you're doing well, Gray. I know I saw the accident yesterday, and you know what? You thank the lucky stars, that you're okay, and I'm happy that you're okay. Thank God for that. Absolutely. Jamie. Oh, please, yes, if we can get that, would be good. Big up, Jamie. Big up, my friend. Big up, Tyborg. If we manage to get Donnarumma, it will actually be quite satisfied this window. There could be more outgoings, but we all knew that we could. We can't solve all problems in this window. We can't, mate. We can't, as much as people think we can't. When I mentioned Donnarumma, Tyborg, about, let's say, now 2 weeks ago, I mentioned Tyborg. Didn't mention Tyborg. I mentioned Tyborg now, but I mentioned Donnarumma a couple of weeks ago. People shut me down and thought I was joking. They thought I was having a laugh. They thought I've been on the bubbly stuff. That's what they felt, when I was talking about Donnarumma. And I did say that if you don't know why Donnarumma would sign for Man United, you don't know who Man United are at the end of the day. And this is what I said then. There are some people in world football, some players in world football who still understand the pool of Man United, who understand who Manchester United are. Absolutely. Big up. And it would be, if Man United managed to pull it off, even if they signed Senny Lamens, if they managed to pull it off, I would be praising them. I'll say, well done. If the miracle happens and they manage to get a midfielder as well, what can you say? Jamie, Sesko is my choice. I see the potential in the player, massive potential. Absolutely, Jamie. Big up. Jacob, hi, Sal. I celebrate my birthday today with Sesko and a champagne prosecco. And had a very good special Stretford Post Chatterbox live extravaganza with karaoke and Kenny Fan and Kazi. We're there too. Big up, Jacob. Big up, my friend. And happy birthday to you, my friend. Happy birthday, my friend, of course. Happy birthday to Jacob, of course. Happy birthday, of course, guys. Happy birthday to you. Tyborg, what happened to Grayo? An incident. He had a car incident. I believe his wheel. I don't know. It looked like your wheel fell off, Grayo. I don't know what happened, mate. Your wheel fell off. I think, you know what, the wheels are falling off Newcastle, that's for sure. Definitely. Newcastle's transfer window. I hate to joke about it, but big up, Grayo. Happy birthday, bro. Much love. Absolutely. Absolutely. Happy birthday, of course. Where were we, guys? Cheers, everyone. Jim, I went on Newcastle channel. They are hoping that they can nip in with still Sesko in the last minute. A moment of silence for that. Oh my goodness me. Sesko wants to go to Manchester United. He said he only wants Manchester United. No one else has ever come crossed his mind. It is Manchester United all the way. That's what Sesko wants at the end of the day. They need to hold that. They need to grab it like this and keep it with them and understand that they are Newcastle. They're no one else. Do you know what I mean, guys? They've got a long way to go. Look, fair play to them. Keep going. You go and do what you're going to do. Waste your time. Let them do what they want to do, guys. Because at the end of the day, Man United have got this deal done. This deal is very close, and we're waiting for the confirmation, of course. Absolutely. Dog Walt, respect my club. Absolutely. I haven't seen, guys, basically any Newcastle fan today. I am really worried about them today, of course. Absolutely. I'm really worried about them. Although what I would say, guys, when we do eventually play Newcastle United in the Premier League, isn't that going to be some spicy game? There's going to be some masala on that game, guys. I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a spicy game, isn't it? Newcastle versus Manchester United, especially at St. James's Park. They're going to be absolutely roaring for that when they got Calvert-Lewin up front. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what I would say is that, look, I don't want to be too cocky, but look, the game I'm looking forward to is Man United against Arsenal. Your carers against Sesko. We all know what's going to happen, isn't it? Arsenal fans said it themselves a few weeks ago. Sesko's going to score a hat-trick. That's what's going to happen, of course. Ellen, hello, Ellen. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Hello, everybody. Big up, Kai. What's going on? I hope you're doing well. Really good to see you as well. Of course, the legends are in the house. Guys, absolutely. Guys, absolutely, the legends are in the house, of course. I am still reserved with Sesko, but I am sure with Cunha and Mbeumo, he will thrive. Why are you reserved, Kenny? Why? Because you wanted Ollie Watkins, the old man. Ellen, Manchester United are changing. We, the fan base, need to follow up, stay behind the team, manager and players. Well said. Absolutely, Ellen. I agree with that 100%, my friend. Really, really true. We have to stay behind the manager. We do, because there are going to be a lot of people who are going to go turn their back on the manager. And also Benjamin Sesko. Now, Benjamin Sesko's taken a big risk in his career here. Look, let's not sugarcoat this, right? Benjamin Sesko is taking a huge risk in his career here. He is taking a huge risk here. And respect to Benjamin Sesko. And we have to back him. From the start, it's not going to be easy at the beginning. Despite playing in front of Mbeumo and Cunha, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But, you know, I'm pretty confident that what he's going to do. I've always been confident in Benjamin Sesko, as I was when he was a 16-year-old breaking the ranks. And, you know, Man United were after him 2 years ago. There is actually a Fabrizio Romano tweet from 2022, 3 years ago, talking about Benjamin Sesko going to Man United. Man United admire him. Man United are big fans of Benjamin Sesko, etc., etc. You know, there's actually things like that. So what I would say is that this is his club. He supports Manchester United. We're going to support him. We're going to back him. And we have to back this team now. Now, it is counterproductive to come out, start the season and start being negative. There will be people like that. There will be people out there who are going to start the season negative on the wrong foot. And we don't want that. We have to support these players now. As much as they've let us down, many of them, over the last years, this is a new slate. Right? This is Ruben Amorim's first full season. You know, he's got a preseason with these players. Some of these players have got their first preseason as well, i.e. Ugarte and that. And I'm really looking forward to it. See what happens. Big up, Ellen. Good to see you, of course. Guys, absolutely. Porto captain Costa has died. A former Porto captain, former Porto, RIP Costa. Absolutely. Big player, of course, 10, 15 years ago, of course, guys. It's very young. Bloody hell. Why are they dropping like flies? Big up, Randy. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Jamie, a City fan cooked a Newcastle fan on Twitter for disrespecting us. To be honest, I saw it myself. A City fan disrespected a Newcastle fan. Wow, that's the first. A City fan actually backing us up. Was a City fan actually backing us up? Wow, if that's the case, you know what I mean? Wow. Great, thanks very much. Be a big up, everyone. Send your love and prayers to Graham, my lovely friend, of course, guys. My brother from another mother. Of course, the most important thing is to support Amram. He is the key for our future, absolutely success. He has done more about this mess at United than all my previous managers together. He has the balls to change the future culture. I agree with that, Tyborg, and absolutely spot on. You basically said it all there in a bundle. You know, what I would say is that, yeah, look, you know what? He's trying to change the culture. He's trying to bring players in. He's trying to get rid of players at the same time. It's not an easy job. And this is what people do. You have people who've not done a little bit of work their whole life, right? Talking about what Ruben Amorim should do. And you can see by the look of them, you can see that they've never done 1 calorie their whole life. So what I would say about these guys, right? Back your manager and stop the crap. Right? At the end of the day, we got one of the best up-and-coming managers in Europe, in my humblest of opinions, right? We got one of the best up-and-coming managers in Europe, and we have to back this manager, guys. We really do. Big up, Tyborg, of course. Jamie, some City, Arsenal, and Liverpool fans have cut Newcastle for giving us crap. Look, you step in the ring, you get knocked out. That's basically what it is at the end of the day. You step in the ring with Mike Tyson, you get effed off, innit, at the end of the day. And that's basically what it is. That is what has happened. You enter a sword fight with a breadstick, that's what happens, isn't it? They took it upon themselves to come on this channel over this last few weeks, over this last few days, and speak their smack about Manchester United, how we're a small club, we're done, we're nobodies, we're old news, we're this, we're that. How many times did we hear that over the last few days, of course? Don't speak too soon, as they always say, don't they? Famous thing, of course. Don't speak too soon, guys. Absolutely. Randy, buy Donnarumma and get a good right wing back, and they're breaking PSR, win the league, or go play in Europa, pay the fine, and move on. I said this, Randy, a few weeks ago about paying the fine, taking a risk, taking the hit. I agree with that, Randy. I think that you have to take the risk. I think they have to take the risk. I really do. I think if we get a midfielder in there, if we get a right wing back, as you're saying there, mate, at the end of the day, I would say that'd be fantastic. Look, there's Wharton as well. I honestly think Wharton would be the best choice of midfield for Man United. I think Baleba is a bit of a fan theory at the moment. He has only had 1 good season. Let's not forget that. We have to be very, very careful, especially with Brighton players. We all know what happened with Ferguson, of course. What I would say is that, yeah, that would be fantastic if we get a midfielder, if we get a goalkeeper, and a right wing back. My goodness me, you're looking at 10 out of 10 window there. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Almost, anyway. 130 million for Cunha and Mbeumo combined. And now we got, I think it is 70 odd 80 million for thinking. But the price has gone up, though. However, the price has gone up in regards to, obviously, Benjamin Sesko, about 5 million, I believe. I think Man United have gone more in line with Newcastle United's price. That's what I believe. That's what I'm hearing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Bobby. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. You should see Newcastle fans crying. It's so funny. They're going to cry. They're going to cry, and they're going to carry on crying if they carry on competing with Manchester United. If they think Manchester United is their benchmark, they're going to lose at the end of the day. They need to get more intertwined with more, like, how do I say it, Tottenham, those sort of teams. Don't concentrate on us, because at the end of the day, we've been there, seen it, done it. We've achieved your dreams. We've been there and done it, guys. Absolutely. We're not talking rubbish. We've seen it with our own eyes, right? I've seen a treble. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So when Newcastle are coming at me, like, you know what? One of the most beautiful things happened during the treble winning season was playing Newcastle United in the FA Cup final, because it was deemed an easy game. It was an easy game. Cornish, good morning, good evening, good night. How you doing? I know people who have been really quick to knock Ineos, but come on, guys. This has been one hell of a window so far. For us so far, look, what I would say, Cornish, look, it's been good so far. If they get Sesko in there, but there was no excuses for the lateness. We wanted him in before the preseason, and that was obviously very important. Let's not get carried away. Manchester United should be signing these players. We're Manchester bloody United, for goodness sake. We should be signing Sesko. We should be signing Cunha and Mbeumo. That is who we are, you know, at the end of the day. And Man United have always signed players, even under Ineos. We've had the likes of Falcao, Ibrahimovic, Cavani, you know, players of that ilk. We've had great players with the football club. But I'm not going to praise them now. No, I think well done if they get it. If they get another player in, but getting 3 players in is not enough. Man United still need to get a goalkeeper, a midfielder, a right wing back. There's still a lot of things to do. A rebuild should mean a rebuild. I know they've done well to get Sesko. That's fantastic. Brilliant. Man United, getting Sesko. It's brilliant, and Cunha and Mbeumo. But I'm not going to come here and say, oh my goodness me, Ineos, oh my God. No. Because at the end of the day, we're Man United. Until we are at where we should be, where we have been over the last 30 years, then I'm not going to get overly giddy. Yeah, you should do that. Yeah, you should, but you should buy Sesko. That is your job. You're Manchester United part owner. You blocked a full sale, debt cleared, blah, blah, blah. Imagine this, guys. Imagine Manchester United had a full sale. We could sign players now, even in debt. Imagine we had a full sale, debt cleared. Imagine the sort of players we can get. We can get your Balabers, your Waltons, your goalkeepers, your Seskos, your Mbumos, your Cunhas easily. And you can get rid of those players. But what I would say, I'm not going to be completely doom and gloom. I would say they have exceeded expectations. That's what they've done. If they get a midfielder, if they get a goalkeeper, they have exceeded, for me, expectations. What I expected of them. Because I thought they'd get 4 players, 4 or 5. Well, they get 4 anyway. They're going to get 4 if they get a goalkeeper. But if they get 5, that's probably the limit. That's probably the minimum that I wanted at the end of the season. Ellen, I have been looking at Newcastle fan channels today. It must be funny. Newcastle and chill. Newcastle fan channels and chill. Wasn't it Arsenal fan TV and chill? What's the Newcastle version? I haven't seen it. True Geordie and chill. That's what you need, isn't it? True Geordie and chill. Absolutely. Sal, I think we have the right manager. The problem did not have the right owners. I think the problem is, no, we still don't have the right owners, mate. We still don't. And the problem is, Glazers still own the football club as far as I'm aware. You know, what it is, yeah, is that he needs his players in. It's as simple as that. We have the right manager and we need these players in. And that's it. You know, he's got a distinctive style of play. Absolutely. Big up everyone. Big up. It's because of Ineos that Ineos are getting all the slack. Ineos are improving things so far, in my opinion. We'll have to wait and see about that. We came 15th last season in their first season, Kazi. I doubt about that. Absolutely. 15th is not an improvement. Sir Jim quoted, this year is a potential for the club to go bust by Christmas without massive quote. Yeah, that was a lie. That's a lie. They're not broke. They're not broke. That's a lie. And it's been confirmed. Even in Sal, Newcastle, mate, are a big club in Newcastle. And that's why they were absolutely, mate. I said it, didn't I, Brian Moran? They're a big club in the Northeast, of course. Randy, Newcastle United fans suffering PTSD. They are therapy of being beaten by a team that was flirting with relegation. Yeah, but next season, we're not going to be flirting with relegation. Absolutely not. We're not going to be flirting with relegation. That is never going to happen again. They've had their chance. Sal, 10 out of 10, you always said it would happen. A fair play to you, my man. Brian, thank you so much, man. I'm glad you come in there and say that. I know there's a lot of people who ignore what I do for the community, what I do, and getting the news first and stuff like that. They don't understand. If I come out in the morning and I say, deal closed, deal done, Benjamin Sesko has accepted Manchester United, and it doesn't come true, just like I did with Mbeumo, people are going to look at me and say, he's a fraud, he's a liar, he's a this and that. Do you know what I mean? You know, I mean, I don't like to lie, and I don't like to, promote myself in the expense of Manchester United, you know. Big up. There is talk we will look at Balaba after Sesko sign playing, if it's true. I mean, obviously, I did listen to Ben Jacobs a couple of weeks ago, Fergie71. Big up Fergie71, and he did say that Manchester United want Balaba. They want Balaba, but they're a bit concerned that Balaba might be overly priced for this window. They might have to wait until next window, or the window, not next window, not January, but next year, in regards to bringing a midfielder in. Hopefully we don't. It does obviously depend on who Manchester United get rid of course, guys. Not bad for a team that's broke. Exactly, Brian. We were never broke. I would say it again. We were never broke. That was a lie, of course. If we can pick one more player, that's great ID. Personally, I'd love to see some sales just to get rid of them players. I would love to get Sancho out the door, Anthony and Garnacho. Obviously, Anthony's very one-dimensional in what he wants to do. Anthony wants to go to Real Betis, and he doesn't want to go to anyone else, does he? And this is the problem. Do you know what I mean? And that's all. And what I would say is that he needs to open his mind a little bit, you know, because he's not going to be playing football in the World Cup if he carries on like this. That is Anthony. You know, he needs to open his mind a little bit. Betis do not want to sign you, bruv. They ain't got the money, mate. They just want to loan you. If they really liked you, they'll find the money from somewhere. They'll sell one of their other players or their youth players and get you in. They obviously don't want you, mate. And that's what it is at the end of the day. Happy birthday, Jacob. Yeah, happy birthday, Jacob. Big up, Jacob, of course. Big up, John Moran, of course, mate. Big up, guys. Me too, Jamie. Big up, Ephraim. Big up, everyone, guys. Sal, how many players are suited for Amram's system? A few. Let me tell you. Aiden Heaven, Lenny Yoro, Diego Dalot, Dorgu, not Diego Dalot. Patrick Dorgu. Obviously, Mbumo, Cunha. I think Delict is pretty suited, kind of. Who else is there? Sesko, obviously. That's it. In my opinion, seven players are relatively suited to his system at the moment. What Man United need, I think Mazraoui is all 8. I would say 8 players are suited to his system. Man United need a lot. They need a bit more for the squad as well, don't they? Absolutely. Anyone else in August? My dad, Jacob. My dad is tomorrow. My dad's birthday is tomorrow, Jacob. My wife's dad's birthday is today. The same as you, Jacob. The same as you. My wife's dad's birthday, so my father-in-law birthday is today. My dad's birthday is tomorrow. Cha-cha-cha! Absolutely. Tyborg, to be honest, I was never too stressed about Sesko. I knew he would choose us. My problem was if our beloved owners would want him. Exactly, Tyborg. And look, we picked the bones out of Sesko. We've spoken about Sesko a number of times. Obviously, Tyborg, you're very connected to Bundesliga, of course. And you told me about Etatike and obviously Sesko. Look, Sesko's always been a good player, a very, very good potential player. And as you said there, it was always down to what the owners wanted, if they believed in Sesko. Obviously, with the Christopher Vavell, and big up Christopher Vavell, right? Big up Christopher Vavell, because Christopher Vavell is the one who got this deal over the line. Don't get it twisted. Christopher Vavell is the man when it comes to this deal, guys, right? It is apparent that Ruben Amorim didn't want a Sesko type player. He wanted a more experienced player, but I'm sure he's pretty happy with the signing because you know what? He is a young player, 22 years old, who can become world-class in the future. I hope he does. I really do hope he fulfills his potential. He's not there yet, but I hope he does get his potential. Absolutely, Tyborg. But yeah, look, you know, they have done some good business this window. They have. The Cunha, obviously that was a release clause, and Mbumo took 50 days. It shouldn't have took 50 days. And you look at Sesko, they've done very well with Sesko. Obviously, we can blame Newcastle United for bidding for him. Maybe that he's got the wheels on this deal, of course. But, you know, I would applaud them for that. Obviously, we don't rest on our laurels and we have to get going. We have to move on to the midfield, to the goalkeeper, to the right wing back. You know, we have to move on because Man United can't continue to be out of the Champions League. Whilst we're at the Champions League, that is 100 million going to Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal. 100 million, 100 million, 100 million. This is why they got Newcastle. No, this is why Liverpool and teams like that can spend that money. Let's not forget that Newcastle United have qualified for the Champions League. And let's not forget that they got 100 million for qualifying for the Champions League. And they still can't do business. Madness. Big up, Tyborg. Absolutely. Brian, definitely, Jamie, always been there, mate. Absolute top job. Big up, mate. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, everyone in the chat. And thank you for the lovely compliments, guys. You're absolute legends. You all are. Absolutely respect you all, guys. Absolutely brilliant. And this is the place to be. Stretford Post, guys. No sugarcoating, no lying, no opportunism, none of that. You know, it's all about facts here, guys. Absolutely. I'm not, this guy's massively talented. I've backed him in this chat all the way through the transfer crap. Big up, Jamie. Much love to you, brother. Absolutely, mate. Well done, my son. Well done. Melissa, would be amazing if Sesko scored versus Arsenal with one of the Thunderbolts. Oh, my goodness me. You know what I was thinking about this, Melissa, earlier today? I was thinking about Benjamin Sesko getting that ball and burying it, boom, right in the corner. Imagine, oh, man, you're getting me excited. And Mbumo, Cunha, Sesko. It's just gonna. It just rings off the. It rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Brian Moran. Nah, we have to get behind the team, 100%. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. At least now. At least now, because at the end of the day, we can't do nothing about the players who are going to stay. Even if you wanted the players to leave, we can't do nothing about those players who are staying. We have to continue to back the team. Let Arsenal fans not think that Gyökeres' game is carrying goals on his head like a bag of cement. Everything starts from zero, including the atmosphere. Absolutely. Ogmigi. Big up Ogmigi. I mean, looking at Gyökeres, it's going to be difficult, I think, for him. I think. Fats Cornish, top drawer bomb in Stretford end from Sesko. Absolutely, mate. How long is Amorim going to be a United for? Our fans are going to want him to be sacked. Well, didn't Ruben Amorim say earlier on this week that he wanted to be here for 20 years? I hope he is. I really hope he does. I really hope he becomes the Alex Ferguson of our era. It's very hard to do these days. Of course it is. There's social media. There's fans always continuously on your back, giving you grief and stuff like that. You know, and look, I'm going to back him to the end, and that is what it is. I'm not going to turn against the manager, and I won't ever turn against the manager anymore. I've stopped doing that. I will give my criticism where it's due, but I think the culture at the football club has been a problem, and hopefully we are fixing this problem. And Ruben Amorim has a big part to play in that. It's Ruben Amorim who has a big part to play in that, because Ruben Amorim is the one who says, look, I don't want Rashford, I don't want Sancho, I don't want Anthony or Garnacho at this football club. And Jim Ratcliffe, to his fairness and to his credit, he's listening. And that's what I like. Never seen a manager here have so much power since Fergie. Absolutely, it's good. Big up, Grayo. Please, everyone, can you smash the like button, subscribe button, and show your appreciation to Sal? A brilliant chat. Thank you, Grayo. Much love to you, man. You brilliant person. Thank you so much, my guy. As usual, of course. Guys, brilliant to see you. Big up, Sound Chat. Big up, Freddie. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Your thumbnail is killing me. Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. I really enjoyed doing that thumbnail. It's funny, isn't it? At the end of the day, I am putting a knife in a little bit. You know what I mean? I won't be welcome in Newcastle. I won't be welcome in Newcastle Town Centre for a little while. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't think I'll be going to any Jimmy Now concerts anytime soon either. I don't want nobody else. I love you. She's lying. And exactly, that is what happened with Newcastle United. All those thumbnails, all those Photoshopped images of Sesko in a Newcastle jersey. As Jim Now said, Jimmy Now, she's lying. Absolutely. There you go. That is what Sesko's saying. A team like you is no good for me. Absolutely, definitely not. A team like you is no good for me. Absolutely not. Unless Jake Paul. Absolutely. Big up, Brian. Tiber, Sal, out of curiosity, which player, past or present, you hate the most? Hate? Oh, it's a big word, Tiber. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate anyone. I would say that I despise. That's a better word, isn't it? At the end of the day, which player don't I like the most? Is there one player that I can pick the most that really, really irritates me? There's so many. There's so many. It's hard to pinpoint it down to one person, to be honest with you. My goodness me. To be honest with you, I don't like Steven Gerrard. I absolutely despise Steven Gerrard. I think he's a messy fella. There's who else do I think who I don't like? I know Liverpool's a typical one, isn't it? At the end of the day, is one that, you know, Liverpool players are just let me pick a player that I really, really despise now. Like, there are a few players. I mean, as much as people love him, I didn't like Thierry Henry. Because Thierry Henry was he was a bully. He was a bully to Ronaldo when Ronaldo broke through when he was a young lad and stuff. But a great player, of course. Henry was a fantastic player. But as a man, I didn't really respect him like that. I didn't like Patrick Vieira very much. I'm going to go in all day. Manchester United fans, shut up. Ethan Wheatley joined Northampton Town. Big up Luke Chapman. What's going on? Ethan Wheatley have joined Northampton Town. I hope your Northampton Town team do very well, Luke Chapman. Very, very good to see you, mate. Absolutely. Ethan Wheatley. Why do you say shut up, though? What's that got to do with anything? Do you mean shut up? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a joke, or like it's like, wow. I don't know. Big up, Grayo. And thank you so much, Grayo, as usual, my man, for your super chat. You absolute diamond of a geezer. And you know what? Yeah, absolutely. Your generosity has no bounds, mate. Really appreciate that. You see what the thing is, Grayo, you support the channel, and every single penny gets reinvested into the channel. Absolutely. And I really appreciate everyone who supports the channel every single day. You don't understand. I cannot stress that enough, of course. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Grayo, my friend. Big up Cornish, big up Jacob, man like Jacob, absolutely. Big up everyone, of course. Guys, we're Manchester United, we should be going after the big name players. Absolutely, mate. This is exactly my point. I know that Ineos have done okay this summer, but we also have to understand who the hell we are. Guys, we came 15th last season. We should be making a massive rebuild. This is not quick enough. We haven't got the players in quick enough, and that is thing. But as I said earlier on today, I'm giving this window so far with Sesko a 6.5. If we get a goalkeeper, it moves up to a 7. If we get a midfielder, it moves up to an 8.5. So to get it to a 10, we're going to have to be like a goalkeeper, a right wing back. Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Uara, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. Congratulations to ourselves. But, sir, who's next after Sesko? How long's a piece of string, Uara? Get ready for some surprises, my friend, Uara. You're going to see. I'm not one of those guys who like to speculate, but Manchester United may sign up to 2 players after the Sesko transfer, guys. Who are those players? I'm going to bring him into the show tomorrow, guys. I'm going to get clarification. I'm going to bring him into the show tomorrow. But, guys, we are literally, very, very close to a here we go, an Ornstein bomber. And we're looking for that. Of course, I will be live if it does happen. Hopefully, it doesn't happen when I'm asleep, deep in dreams and stuff like that. So hopefully that will happen when I'm up and I'm awake. Obviously, the UAE is 3 hours ahead, of course, guys, where I am at the moment. Brian, Newcastle fans being consoled by Villa fans after losing out and say, "Oh my goodness me, what's the world's smallest violin?" Nee, 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 nee. Is that the smallest violin there? Shall I get my pinky? Nee, 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 nee. That is what I'm thinking of Newcastle at the moment. There's obviously no sympathy there. Leighton Orient's Aaron Connolly to either York City or Manchester Town, so he scored that worldie in the FA Cup against Man City, but Man City won the game 2-1, huge relief. Leighton Orient is my local club, by the way, Jacob. I was born in Leighton, by the way. It was my back garden, basically. I used to have footballs kicked into my garden. Yeah, one of them was Darren Anderton, who was playing for Tottenham youth team to get fit for the World Cup, believe it or not. And he ended up scoring in the 1998 World Cup. That was Darren Anderton when he was I lived in Windsor Road. That's where I used to live in Leighton, right in front of Leighton Orient Stadium. Yeah, absolutely, Brisbane Road. Yeah, for 20 years I lived there. Grayo, do you think we should be concentrating on new signings or get rid of the deadwood? They seem to be. I think Grayo, as it goes, day by day. If we get an offer, we accept it. If an offer is accepted, we go for it. I think this is what Man United should do. Just go for everything that we can possibly go for. We need a lot of work done, of course. My biggest priority would be, Grayo, getting rid of Sancho, getting rid of Anthony, getting rid of Garnacho, because those are the 3 players that actually don't want to be at our football club. And I think removing them, getting some money back from them, I think will be a brilliant move, in my humblest of opinions, absolutely. Evening, Chow. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. What's next target for United after Sesko? Goalkeeper or midfielder, mate. Don't be surprised if Man United sign both. But it may not be the midfielder that you are thinking of. And it may not be the goalkeeper that you are thinking of. Just remember that. But it may be the midfielder you're thinking of if we manage to get the players out the door. The players that we need to get out the door. 73, only 33. Come on, guys. Smash the lights, guys. There's a lot of you in the house. 80 of you at the moment. Should have 80 lights. Come on, guys. Absolutely. Hope you're well. Don't forget to smash the lights, guys. Absolutely. What I'm going to do with Mainu, he looks lost. I don't know, mate. He's got to fix himself. He's got to get back to the levels that made him a star at Man United, that made him a generational talent at Man United. He can't blame anyone but himself. Look in the mirror. He needs to listen to that Michael Jackson, man in the mirror. Take accountability. That's what he needs to do. I would say. I do feel, however, having said that he has had a decent preseason. I think his games have been okay. I don't think they've been that bad, to be honest. But I fingers crossed for him. Fingers crossed for him. This is the biggest concern about the midfield, isn't it? Casemiro, Ugarte, Mainu, Bruno, Collier, Kone. It's going to be difficult for these players, and it's going to be difficult for Man United to bring in a midfielder if we don't get rid of any. That's the thing. Jim Ratcliffe, the worst investor ever. Absolutely. Big up, Trust. Big up, my friend. Tinsu. Hi, Sal. Sesko is our player. Now let's move to the midfielder and a goalkeeper. Absolutely, my friend. I agree with that. Tinsu, good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you back, of course. all the way from Ethiopia, of course. I'm delighted today. Me too, Tinsu. I think we are very delighted. I think all of us are, of course. Let's wait until we get the confirmation, of course. Absolutely can't wait to get the confirmation. Guys, you're absolute legends, guys. It's gone so quickly. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today, of course. You're absolute diamonds. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. And also don't forget to support Stretford Post, guys. It's all about this channel and the community, guys. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? No personal egos in here, no agendas, no frauds. It's all about honesty, and it's all about getting the truth out there and supporting the football club that we love, guys. Have a great day. Have a great night, wherever you are in the world. I shall see you tomorrow for Breaking Dawn. If something breaks, guys, I will be live. So keep your notifications on, guys. Very, very important. Absolutely. Guys, have a great day, great night, great evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. This is Chatterbox, not Breaking Dawn. Bloody hell. Time is going forward. Have a great evening. See you later. Peace.